Lest We Forget. Posted May 28, 2018. By this we know love, because he laid down his life for us. Those are the words of the Apostle John, written somewhere around AD 90. John was referring to Jesus Christ in the first half of that verse, but he goes on in the second half of the same verse to say, "And we also ought to lay down our lives for the brethren." 1 John 3:16. The next few verses of that passage then articulate what I consider some of the most insightful facts about love ever documented. The bottom line of which is this: genuine love always results in action, not just sentimental words. Memorial Day is a holiday through which we rightfully pause to remember the loving action of ultimate sacrifice by those defending freedom. Since 1775, more than 1 million American service members have died in wars and conflicts to preserve the freedoms we hold so dear, fighting for our independence. They helped create the world we live in and paved the long road of democracy we continue walking today. We all owe them our gratitude for the freedom to live, work, play, express our faith, and raise our families. I'm especially mindful today for those thousands of brave sons and daughters who paid the ultimate sacrifice fighting our nation's wars, who died while preserving our way of life. These men and women were among America's best and brightest. They gave their lives on the blood-soaked beaches of Normandy, in the jungles of the South Pacific, and over the skies of Nazi Germany and Imperial Japan. They fought and died on the icy slopes of the Korean Peninsula and in the rice paddies of Vietnam. More recently, they have fought and fallen in the mountains of Afghanistan and in the deadly streets of Iraq. Only those who have seen the horrors of war firsthand can ever truly know what these soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines may have gone through in their final moments. I think of all those guys killed in action, wounded in action, and their friends, their relatives, and all those altered lives. How could I forget? It's not so much what we went through as it is knowing what the other guys went through. They died dirty. They died hot, hungry, and exhausted. They died thinking that their loved ones would never know how they died. Clinton Poley, 2nd Platoon, Charlie Company, 1st Battalion, 7th Cavalry, as written in Lieutenant General Harold G. Moore's book, We Were Soldiers Once, and Young. Even though the technology of war has changed dramatically since the American Civil War, the risks and suffering has not. For brave Americans who bear that risk, no victory is free from sorrow. This nation's men and women fight proudly, but we likewise know the price and weigh the cost each time we see another flag-draped coffin carrying the remains of another fallen hero home. I can tell you that having been there on the other end, as some of those heroes began their journey back to the United States, the loss is real, tangible, and tragic to those grieving on both sides of the ocean. It is humbling and comforting to realize that despite the known dangers, increased operations tempo, and unconventional enemy we now face, every member of the all-volunteer armed forces serving today has either enlisted or re-enlisted since September 11, 2001. And as of 2013, more than half of those serving were seasoned combat veterans. We few, we happy few, we band of brothers. For he today that sheds his blood with me shall be my brother. Shakespeare, Henry V, Act 4, Scene 3. Those who have known combat make me think of these words from the Man in the Arena portion of Theodore Roosevelt's Citizenship in a Republic speech. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasm, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. America's military has defended her throughout history with courage and honor. Our service members raised their right and swore an oath, knowing what they had to do and what that cost might be, the shedding of blood. perhaps their own. They are humble servants serving something greater than themselves. Remember the fallen, today and every day. Get strong, be strong, stay strong.